that bombing on the Al-Ahli hospital. Well, let's bring in Ibrahim Freyhat again, an associate professor in conflict resolution at the Doha Institute. Ibrahim, we were talking about the implications here, the humanitarian law, the international humanitarian law implications of what we've just seen take place. Obviously, as our White House correspondent Kimberly was saying, makes Biden's trip a lot more awkward. Do you think it could potentially be cancelled? Or if not, what will he be having to deal with in terms of walking a very, very fine line as he goes to see Netanyahu?
Well, I think Biden administration should not be surprised about this mass killing and this genocidal act of killing at least 500 people, because remember, these are the initial numbers actually of this massacre, of this hospital massacre. I think the number we will see a much higher number in the coming days when we start counting the casualties of this attack. And this is happening is exactly on the moment that Biden is arriving to the region. Blinken, his foreign minister, is meeting with the Palestinian President Abbas as we speak during this act of genocidal act, without any remorse or caring about this kind of bombing that they are doing in Gaza. So Biden, this will definitely make his trip much more complicated. The pressure from the U.S. is mounting against the Biden administration. It has been happening in the streets in Los Angeles, in Chicago, in New York from day one. And now in Washington, D.C., now the pressure is coming from his own Democratic Party, with over 50 congressmen from the Democratic Party are protesting and pressuring Biden is to take a position, and this stops this genocidal act that Israel is taking in Gaza. So with this happening and sidelining the international law and without ignoring it totally, what is Biden is going to negotiate about? I think there is a very serious political message that Israel is sending by committing this massacre, which is to force negotiations, the Biden administration to negotiate, Biden himself to negotiate something like an exit for the Gazans to leave Gaza, which is a new displacement, a new Nakba for that. Israel knows where it is throwing its bombs. This is a hospital. It cannot take it by mistake. We don't know for sure, but whether this was done by purpose, but we cannot also rule it out that it was done by purpose in order to send this political message to force the negotiations that Biden will conduct with the regional leaders in the Middle East, in Jordan and Egypt, and with President Abbas, also is in order to push for an option of the Gazans leaving Gaza to Egypt or to other countries, which is again a new Nakba for the Palestinians. Because let's remember that this hospital is where Israel asked the Gazans to go to. So this is not in the area where it asked the people to evacuate from. It's where to evacuate to in order and hit this hospital. Hospital is not a small target to hit it by mistake.
I want to be very, very clear for our viewers. If indeed it is confirmed that this was an Israeli airstrike on a hospital and that the hospital was targeted, this is a war crime.
It is a war crime. Even if it's, we don't know again whether it was done in purpose or not, but we cannot rule it out that it was done in purpose, because all the political messages surrounding and the political environment suggesting such thing. It is a political, it's a humanitarian crime, a crime against the humanity regardless, because you are hitting a residential areas without any differentiation between civilian targets or military targets that you're hitting. So it's by all accounts, it's a crime against the humanity. It's a genocidal act that Israel is taking and is committing in Gaza as we speak. And the Biden administration is responsible, is partner in this crime. And Joseph Biden himself is a partner in this crime because he is providing the coverage for it by calling it Israel has the right to defend itself with no limits to how far it can go to limits it to defend itself, what's so called, and also by providing the aircraft carriers that it's sending. So this is not just a statement, it's a partner. It's providing the protection and also talking about troops on the ground or boots on the ground. That is also as an option that Biden himself, I think Joseph Biden should be held personally accountable to what's happening in Gaza and being a partner in this genocide.
Well, we'll be watching that visit by Biden to Israel very, very closely indeed. Ibrahim Freyhat there, an associate professor in conflict resolution at the Doha Institute. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.